In this video, we will see how to create a jQuery Drupal widget that can be used to style a Drupal view. So here we are looking at a Drupal site, demo site, with a demo view, which is configured to use dynamic style for the display. And for this, we are using a module called View Stylizer, which will enable the view to use dynamic display styles. And here at the bottom of the view, as an administrator, I can configure the style this view applies to. So currently this view is configured to use the dynamic style, and we have chosen the jQuery immersive slider style for this view. So let's see how to create a new style, new jQuery widget. And here we have a jQuery cycle plugin which has different effects like the shuffle, zoom, fade. And let's try to create a jQuery Drupal widget and apply this style to the demo view we have seen before. So for that, there is a source repository which contains all the jQuery widgets, and that is how we have applied the jQuery immersive slider from the repository to this demo site. So let's create a new jQuery widget in the source repository. So first, after logging in, you will see the add content, which takes you to a form to fill the add-on details. And let's get the title. So we are creating the jQuery cycle Drupal add-on. So let's put that title here. And let's put some unique machine ID. jQuery cycle plugin, let's say that. And let's put some image to preview. And let's choose some category, cycle plugin. So let's say it's sliders and carousels, and little body description. And let's save it. So once it saves, we will see a unpublished widget with basic details. Here, because it has the pink background, it's unpublished, so public can't see it. And let's add the jQuery code to this by editing the content. So now in the form, we will see additional fields to put the HTML and JavaScript code. And here we see the widget code. So let's get the code first from the plugin, and also the jQuery library. So let's download the library first. So here let's go to GitHub and get the library. So I'm downloading the zip file here, and once I get the zip file, if it was a single file, I can upload the file here, and if it's a bunch of files and an archive file, I recommend to use the bulk uploader here. And let's upload that here. So the downloads. Okay. So now the zip file gets uploaded, and let's extract it, uncompress, and let's rename it so that it's clear what the library is. So if I look at the folder, I see jQuery cycle all.js. This is the library file that we need to use to get this plugin. So let's get the demo code, super basic demo. Let me get the source code of the page. So this is the code, HTML and JavaScript code that renders as this cycle plugin. So let's get the code and put it in the repository form for the widget code. So currently it's using the source from the author website. Let's replace it with the library that we downloaded. So it's the jQuery cycle all.js. And here I get the path for the JavaScript file. So I will use that path instead of the author's hosted library file. So jQuery cycle.all.js is replaced with our custom thing. And if you look at the bottom help text, it shows how to use the jQuery dollar. Because Drupal doesn't use the dollar, we have to use the format that Drupal recommends here. So here we will add that code which will define the dollar sign. And jQuery library is already included in Drupal, so we don't need to include explicitly the jQuery.min.js. We don't need to include that library as Drupal sites already have it. And let's get the other part of the code. Slideshow. Let's close it. And here is the code for each image that gets repeated. So depending on the number of items in the view, the image code has to be generated. So it's dynamic. So we have to put this code in the other field for repeat widget code, not in the widget code, as the widget code doesn't know what has to be generated dynamically. This is static, and repeat widget code will be generated dynamically depending on the number of items in the view. So, and this can be used by putting this machine name so in this widget code. So the system will know that it has to replace this machine ID with the data in the repeat widget code number of times depending on the number of items in the view. So now we have the code, and let's make it flexible by defining the fields. So here this is hard coded, the image path. We need to get the image path of the items in the view. So let's make it dynamic. So let's create a field first. So let's call it images, and it has to be a token that gets the image URL from the view. And here are sample tokens, so we can use those. Different tokens to get different data, like the image URL, the description of the image, and the title of the image, all those things. And let's add some more fields like width, height, or the cycle plugin style. Width, let's say defaulted to 200 pixels. Another field for height. Let it be 200 pixels too. And the last field for the cycle effect. So currently it's hard coded to fade. Let's make it flexible and let's define it as a field. Defaulted to fade. So, and in the help text, it's shown how to use these fields in the widget code. So hash dynamic, the label name will be replaced by the corresponding value. So to get the field for the image, we need to use hash dynamic images in the widget code. Just like we used hash dynamic repeat code to get the repeat code, we have to use others for the fields. So let me replace this hard-coded image URL with the dynamic field code. The same thing for width, with the label name width, and the height, label name height, and also the cycle plugin effect should be dynamic effect. So now that we have the code, the fields, let's save it. And this content is unpublished, so general public will not see it, just because to once the moderator approves this content, it will be published and other public can use it. Until then, the developer of this widget can use it and test it until it's approved. So let's go to the demo site, and this is the demo view page. It is configured to use the jQuery immersive slider widget, and this is a different site, source demo. And let's download the newly created widget for jQuery cycle plugin. So I'm logged in into the repository. I see other add-ons, but not the one that I created because it's unpublished. It's not viewable to general public. So I'll go to my account, where it shows all the add-ons that I created, which includes the unpublished content too. So I should see the jQuery cycle as unpublished, but I should be able to download it into the repository. So I see this jQuery cycle. To test it, I will download it. And it has been downloaded. Let's go back to the demo view to use it. So now that you will see that there is a jQuery cycle plugin that you can apply to this view. We just downloaded it from the remote repository. So let me apply that jQuery cycle plugin, and it shows me the configuration form where I can configure it. Like I can change the width, the height, other stuff, other code if I want to. Let me just use the default values for now. Okay, so looks like there is an error here that all the images are shown but not as a cycle plugin. Let's see what happened. So here it says that I have an error, and it says the property dollar is not a function. So as I said, Drupal doesn't understand the symbol dollar, so we have to specify Drupal code. So let's see what was wrong. So in the add-on code, and in the widget code, here it is. I put this Drupal related dollar definition below the document function, which is using the dollar symbol. So I have to put it. The jQuery should be inserted in between this function dollar and the jQuery this thing. So dollar document dollar this should be within the Drupal function. So let me take that and put it above the document ready function, and let's save it again. And this is in the repository site. So now we have to again download this into the demo site. Let's try that. Let's go back to add source. So this is an iframe with the repository site information, and let's download the jQuery cycle add-on again, which has the corrected code. So once it loads, again it's unpublished, so we have to go to the my account page and get it from there. So here in the my account page, I will download it again, And when I go to the demo view page, I see the